Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show how you can turn all those lovely sprues that you got hidden around in boxes, cupboards, drawers, or maybe even throw away, into this fantastic Orc Freebooterz Zeppelin pirate ship thingy with octopus tentacle. So before you do throw away your sprues guys, don't forget to check out all my videos where I show some larger builds where you can build Orc stompers, battle wagons, TIE fighters, or even a huge cheeseburger, as well as some of the smaller little builds that you can make within minutes. So go check those videos out guys. So I was checking out some reference photos of what I kind of wanted to build, but couldn't find anything exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to kind of draw a rough idea of what it is I want to build. So excuse the poor drawing skills, it's been a while since I've done a lot of drawing. I've been wanting to build a floating pirate ship for some time. And in my last video several people mentioned about building one. So here I am. So there we go, there's a rough idea of how I want to build it. And obviously the main reason to have this octopus arm coming out of the sea, because that's how I'm going to support this pirate ship up off the ground. So the first thing I need to do is grab all my lovely sprues, cut them into lengths, then cut off all those little nibbly knobbly bits, as I'll be able to use these to make a framework. So I've drawn another rough sketch of the size I want to build, as this way I can just place the sprues over it to get the exact size I need to build the frame. And then it's just a case of gluing the sprues together. So there we go, there's one half made. And to make sure I get the other side exactly the same, I've actually photocopied this. So now I can cut the sprues up so they're the exact size as the original one. And there we go, now it's time to join the two halves together. And as always I'm using my lonely orc just to make sure that the sizing is correct. As you will notice, I'm also using the helping hands just to give me a hand. As sometimes building frameworks can be a bit tricky and you do feel like you need 3 or 4 hands sometimes. Don't forget guys, everything I buy does come from Amazon. There are a couple of links down below as I am now an affiliate with them. So if you do purchase anything from Amazon guys, click on one of my links first, whether in the UK or the US. It doesn't cost you any more, but every time you buy something I get a couple of pence from it. And then I can then use that to go out and buy more materials to build more things. So the framework's starting to take shape now. I just want to round off the bottom bits, so I'm going to use my Dremel type sanding machine, which again I got from Amazon. And there we go, there's a rough framework done for the pirate ship, although it also looks a bit more like Santa's sleigh at the moment. So now it's time to make some flat panels from the ooey gooey spruey stuff that I can then put on the pirate ship. So I then take my jar that has the sprues dissolved in acetone in it, and I can scoop out a couple of spoonfuls and place them onto this greaseproof tray. And then to make the flat panels, all we need to do is roll it out. So I'm using a roller that has height adjustments on either end, and I'm rolling my panels out to be about 1 to 2 millimeters thick. And then you leave the panels a good 8 hours, just so the acetone starts to evaporate away and that ooey gooey spruey stuff returns back to being a hard plastic. And then the great thing with these panels is you can just cut them with normal scissors. Nice and simples. And then it's just a case of wrapping the framework with the panels until it's fully covered. Well, I say fully covered, but I left a little gap here, just as I need to attach some wire in this bit, just so I can have it high off the ground. So now I'm going to build another simple framework for the balloon that's going to hold up the pirate ship. And again, I'm going to cover this framework in more panels. So that's given me a nice boxy shape, but obviously I want my hot air balloon to look more like a fluffy cloud. And to do that I'm taking some ooey gooey spruey stuff that's only been out of the jar for about 20 minutes, which is why I'm wearing my gloves, just because this is still covered in lots of acetone. But because it is still lovely and soft, it's kind of like plasticine, so it's easy to put on here and just shape and mould and push and prod to get the right size and shape I need. And there we go, it's roughly how I want it, but as this stuff really is still ooey gooey, gravity kind of takes hold of it and will just pull it down. So for the moment I'm just going to hang it upside down. So this is that 0.1% of this build which isn't made of sprues, as I'm using a CD and a coat hanger, as this wire coat hanger is super strong and will definitely be able to hold up the weight of the pirate ship and the balloon. So I've bent it into the shape I need, and now I can just glue it to the CD. And I've glued the other end to the pirate ship that I've just made. And there we go, one kind of flying pirate ship. As the base of this is going to be kind of made into the sea, I'm going to make the base a decent thickness and done this with some more panels going around the edge and some sprues in the centre. And then I can glue on another CD to the top, just a bit like a CD sprue sandwichy thing. And then I put on some more sprue panel just to hide the CD. And to tidy up the gap between the two CDs, I'm going to use some of the sprue as a filler. So it goes to show, guys, this sprue stuff really is very useful for all kinds of stuff. So to hide the metal wire, I'm just going to now build an octopus tentacle coming out of the sea. And again, I'm building a little framework for this. Those frameworks are so wonderful. And then I can wrap that in some thicker panelling. So this has only been out about 4 or 5 hours, so it's still nice and soft and easy to bend and wrap around whatever shape you need. So while that bit's all drying, I can now go back to the balloon. And again, I'm just going to smooth out a few areas using the gooey sprue as a filler. I'm also going to use the goo just to carry on making the tentacle that's going to go up and over the pirate ship. And then using more gooey sprue, I want to make a splash effect at the bottom of the tentacle, just so it looks like the tentacle's being pushed up through the water. And then to make the rope that's going to hold the hot air balloon to the pirate ship, I've got some ooey gooey sprue stuff inside the syringe, which I can then squeeze out to make some nice long round strands of goo. So I'm going to leave them for about 5 hours. Then as this rope is going to be suspending the balloon above the ship, I put some more wire inside, just because the sprues on their own wouldn't be strong enough to hold up the balloon. So that's just a case of wrapping the sprues around the wire to make it look like rope. And then I can just bend the wire into the shape I need, and it can then get wrapped around the balloon. So I'm just going to draw on the tentacle roughly where I want the little suckers to go. And these suckers are just being made by rolling the goo into a round ball, and then using one of my round tools, just pushing into the centre. Again, nice and simple, but very effective. So to finish off the pirate ship, I'm just going to cut up loads and loads of little panels, just because I want it to look like it's been built by many panels riveted together. And talking of rivets, there's another easy way of making rivets on these panels, especially if you want to make small rivets. And to make them, all you got to do is take your panel and a fairly small but blunt tool, and then to just poke into the panel, but making sure you don't go right the way through. And keep repeating this process all the way around. And then when you're done, your panel looks like it's got loads and loads of small rivets. And these have to be the easiest rivets ever, as there's no tricky gluing involved whatsoever. And then it's just a case of gluing all these panels on higgledy-piggledy like, as obviously this would have been built by an alt, so it has to look anything far from perfect. And there we go, I think it's starting to take shape now. But obviously the one thing this pirate ship is missing, and that's some weapons. So let's stick some big cannons on this bad boy. And to make those, I've got some panels that I've wrapped around some pencils, just so they've taken on that round cylinder shape. And then I've got two sizes so I can fit the smaller one into the bigger one. And there you go, some very simple, rough and ready cannons. And I've also stuck one on the front. And now it's time to glue on the ropes and the balloon. As well as the cannons. And now, I think it's time to get some primer on this thing. And there we go. I always love it when I get to prime something, just because you can really see then what you've made. And I am super pleased with how this is coming out so far. And I've also got my little orc pirate captain, and he's primed and ready to go too. So my painting style is very simple. Just get the base colours all on, apply some washes, and then maybe a bit of dry brushing at the end. With the little orc guy, I'm going to use some contrast paints, just because I really like how simple and easy these are to use. I am always watching lots of other painters and how they work and their styles. But again guys, the main thing here is just to have fun. Don't feel like you're under any pressure or to try and compete with other people. Just make sure you enjoy what you do. So one thing I have forgotten to do, which no self-respecting pirate ship shouldn't have, or should have, you know what I mean, and that's a flag. But rather than a skull and crossbones, I'm keeping mine nice and simple, and I'm just going to give it a checkerboard pattern. And I'm cheating even more as I'm using a fine marker to make the pattern. So it's nearly done, so I'm just going to apply the black wash to the ship. As well as dry brushing on a bit of teal, just to make the panels look a bit more aged and rougher looking. So the ship's now complete and the captain's now complete. It's time for him to take his place on this ship. And the very last thing to do is to stick a grot right on the front. Poor little fella. And I'm just painting the sea with a nice gloss varnish, just to give it that little shiny look. And there we go guys, that's it, that's done. It's another build I've had fun making, and love the fact that this can be made with plastic sprues that generally get thrown away or put in a cupboard or a drawer or back in the original box. So I hope this video has given you some sort of inspiration guys of what it's possible to build with sprues, whether a full build like this, or if you see my other videos where I show smaller little things that you can make with sprues, like tables, chairs, walls, and all kinds of other things, so go check those videos out. And leave me some comments guys of what you thought of this video, and what you might like to see me make in the future. And if you are new here and like what I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, as I do make videos every week, as well as doing a live stream every Sunday at 8 PM UK time. Here's a couple more videos on the screen guys, don't forget to click on those to see more of what I do. And thanks as always to all my patrons, who help support the channel, and make it possible for me to buy more and more materials to make more videos. You can be a patron for as little as £1 a month guys, and it really will help me out so much. I'd be very grateful guys if you could share this on any kind of social media, as I really would like this channel to grow and grow and grow. Okay guys, that's it. Bye for now.